Hey everybody, on today's video I'm going to show you how to build a portfolio tracker completely free on Google Sheets. So it's very handy if you're in a situation where you have a few shares on different platforms. So I know a lot of people have shares on Revolut, and some people have shares on DeGiro and a few others on Trading 212 or some other platform. So it's really handy to be able to look at your portfolio and look and analyze it in all in one place. So you can really do it really easily on Google Tracker. I'll show you what it looks like here now and go through it in a few simple steps. And once you have it set up, it's really easy to maintain, and there's only a very little bit of manual entry that needs to go into it, but it automatically updates to the prices through the Google Finance formulas as well. So now I'll just go through it quickly how it can be done. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is open a blank Google Sheets. So I'm going to create a portfolio tracker here just for 3 stocks, just to keep it simple for explanation wise. Okay, so let's start trying to build it here now. So my first heading here is going to be the ticker. And so for 3 stocks, I'm going to choose our Apple, Facebook, and FVRR, which is Fiverr. And then the next heading, then company name. And there's a formula then that you can use in Google Sheets to automatically pull in the company name. So I'll just throw this formula now. It's equals Google Finance, open brackets, select ticker, put in a comma, and then in apostrophes, you want to put in name. And then close another apostrophe after it and close the bracket. And then that automatically loads in, say, Apple Inc. And then I'm going to just copy this formula down to the next 2 cells. And so yeah, that pulls in the name there as well. So also it might be handy to put in the industry that the companies are in. So there's a bit more complicated formula here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a pinned comment down in the comment section, because what it does, the formula, it actually goes and pulls information from a website. So it's a bit of a tricky one to explain here. So if you just want to pause and then copy that formula and then paste it into the cell here, and we'll continue then. Okay, so I've copied in that formula there now. So I'm just going to copy it into the remaining cells here. So that should automatically pull in the industry that these companies are involved in. So yeah, for Apple, information technology, Facebook, communication services. So great. So now we can go to the next column, which I'm going to put in number of shares purchased. So I'm going to say for Apple here 8, 2 Facebook shares, and 4 for Fiverr. Then you would want to put in your average cost that you would have purchased these at. So for Apple, they have 62, Facebook 262, and Fiverr 129. So you can get this from your whatever app or whatever trading platform that you're trading them on. It's very easy information to get. And so then next one is the actual share price at the moment. So what's great about this Google Finance formula is that it automatically updates the latest share price. I think it updates maybe every 10 minutes or so. So you're always getting pretty much the latest share price. So I'm just going to show you the formula here as well that will automatically pull in this price. So it's equals Google Finance again, open brackets, select the ticker once again, comma, and this time in apostrophes you put in price. Then that pulls in the share price in at the moment for Apple of 127, and then I'm just going to copy that down to Facebook and Fiverr there as well. Great, so that pulls in the latest share price. So the next thing that would be really important to know is the total value that you hold in shares. So that would be just simply the number of shares you hold by the share price. So that's going to be your total equity. So I'll just put in a formula there. So equals shares multiplied by share price, and then copy that down to the rest of them. Okay, so next then you want to have your total cost as well to compare it against how much you originally paid versus how much they are worth now. So total cost, your total cost is going to be the same, the number of shares, but this time multiplied by the average cost. So once you have your total cost sorted out, you want to know if you're making a gain or loss basically on your investment. So that'll be our next heading. So I'll put in gain / loss. So that would be the difference between our total equity and our total cost. So one minus the other, and I'll copy that down. So as you can see here, there is a gain on Apple, a loss on Facebook, and a gain on the Fiverr. So the next one that will also be handy to know is what is the percentage that you have gained or lost. So I'll put in here next heading then, percentage gain loss. So that will be your gain or loss divided by your total cost. So now I'm just going to drag that down here, and because that's in a number format, I'm actually just going to change it also to percentages. So that changes them to percentages. Just split that out. So as you can see here, I've tidied it up a bit here now. I've put a bit of formatting on the sheet here. So I've highlighted any places where we need to put in a bit of manual entry, and then I put a total across some of the columns here, which will also give us some useful information, such as the total amount we've actually invested, and then the total value to what our portfolio is at the moment, as well as their total gain and loss. So the next column here I'm adding in here is called allocation. So this is going to show you basically how much of a percentage one stock is worth out of your total portfolio. So you put in equals, and then you select basically your total equity for that one individual stock, and then you divide that by the overall total portfolio value. And so that's bringing up a number there again. So I'm just going to change that to percentage. So you can see here that Apple is 62% of the total portfolio value. So I'm just going to copy that formula then basically for the rest of the stocks here. Okay, so I've copied that there, and obviously that should come to you 100% always. So the next few columns I'm going to add in here is to do with dividends. So it's good to be able to track how much dividend income you're expecting to receive every year. So a good place to get that information that you want to find for dividends is dividend.com is a good website. So the ones I've actually selected at the moment, they're not really dividend paying stocks, so more kind of growth stocks, but Apple does pay a dividend out. So I'm going to put in the information that I have here for Apple, and then we'll start filling out these columns. So annual dividend is, let's just say, for example, here I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'd say it's six dollars per share, and then your dividend yield then is going to be equals to the dividend divided by whatever the share price is, and that is a percentage again. So I'm going to change that to the format of that to a percentage. So it's dividend yield about 4%, but I could be wrong there. I probably don't have the right dividend amount in. But the estimated annual dividend then is going to be the number of shares you hold, basically, multiplied by the annual dividend. You can expect to get $48 for holding about 8 shares of Apple. So obviously that's just on the figures that I put in there. So there now I have all the data is now entered into the sheet. As you can see, I've only highlighted in kind of the blue color here where the manual entry has to go in. So there's only 4 columns where you have to manually enter it in. So once you have it set up, it's very easy to maintain. When you add in a new stock, you just have to add in the 4 blue columns, and then you just drag down the formulas to the rest. So it's quite an easy tracker to keep going once you have set up. So it's useful also to then have a few charts to visualize kind of where your portfolio is. So it's quite handy as well to see what kind of split your portfolio is across different industries. So you can create little graphs and little kind of pie charts and stuff like that. So I'm going to create a few here, and so you can see what ones are kind of handy to use. The ones that I use myself, just to make sure that I'm not overly exposed to any one industry. So first, let's look at an industry chart. So what I'm going to do is highlight the industries that I've invested in, and then the total equity value associated with each industry, and then go to insert, then go to chart, and that automatically is going to bring up a pie chart. So as you can see here that I have 41% in consumer discretionary. So obviously the more stocks you have, it'll be more useful to see the split. So that's one handy one, and then you can do it by stocks as well. So you can add in any other kind of pie charts or different graphs. You can track your performance also. There's lots of different charts and graphs that you can add in to keep track of your portfolio. Whatever you pay attention to most, you can add in whatever suits you best. So it's very easy on Google Sheets here to create different little charts and analysis parts to your tracker here. So I hope you found this useful, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this.